First of all, I want to recognise, insofar as any person who is not directly affected by war can recognise, the horror and the pain, the loss of family, friends, the loss of a home, your life literally disappearing in front of your very eyes. And it's important to say that's the context in which we speak here today. The challenge facing Ukraine, Europe and Ireland is unprecedented, and that's the right word to use. So, as I said, that's the context in which we speak today. Now, it's important when we discuss issues in this House that, of course, we look at the bigger picture, but equally we look at the detail, difficult, complicated, intractable, awkward issues that need to be managed, that we look at the impact not only on those seeking protection, but on communities where those seeking shelter find a temporary home. It's a huge logistical operation, it's massive, but that's the role of government, to manage even unprecedented situations. I believe that our response, while certainly good in some ways, has not been well coordinated. I've seen examples of good policy, but equally I've seen examples of questionable or poor decision making. I am very clear, we should never let the perfect become the enemy of the good, but some of what's happening is not good. If we look at accommodation, for example, we still haven't caught up on all the offers that people have made for accommodation. I am aware of middlemen going round this country trying to source properties ahead of government agencies and trying to cream off profits. That has to be stopped, Minister. I have said to accommodation owners, don't deal with them, but when they're getting a run around from different state actors, they are tempted. A colleague of mine, Deputy Fitzmaurice, put me in contact with the German company that I spoke to this morning, who are able to provide 30 units of modular housing on a site in Ireland every day, 5 days a week. A-rated, fully compliant homes at approximately 100,000 for a 3 or 4 bedroom home. And it's my understanding that virtually every country in Europe except Ireland is being supplied by this company. Now, I know nothing is simple, but why is this happening? Why are we not taking every opportunity that's presented to us? On the other hand, I see one of my own local communities in Ross's Point, a small village largely relying on tourism, where the only hotel is now housing approximately 400 Ukrainians. Overnight, tourism business gone. The population has nearly doubled. Yet, for example, Minister, there's no extra bus service, despite consistent calls from the local community. And this is where coordination is missing. All 3 TDs met with business and community reps twice to try and source some of these extra services, especially, as I said, transport services. And those people attending the meetings were positive. For example, the local RNLI wants to help out with regard to water safety. People do want to do the right thing, but equally they're rightly concerned about services and about the future of their tourism businesses. And that's why, Minister, at a national and a local level, there needs to be greater cooperation and support. There's no point in saying Irish people are decent and good. We know that's largely true, but government has a responsibility not just to pay for accommodation, but to provide the extra services that are needed. I know, for example, in areas like education, the schools, the teachers and the Minister have stepped up, but we need to see that kind of support across different sectors. And I would say where tourism businesses are being badly affected, we need to look at some kind of compensation package where it can be demonstrated that this is the case. What I am hearing, Minister, is that liaison officers for some local communities that are particularly affected are needed, as well as for our Ukrainian refugees. What I am hearing is that state support is needed for certain communities so that they don't feel abandoned. Now, I accept part of our role as a TD is to help out those communities, but more is needed. And I want to say, Minister, it's crucial that the Community Recognition Fund is used for communities and not to provide services that the local authorities should provide. We all want this to work, Minister. Every single one of us knows clear information, specific supports will go a long way.
Thank you, Deputy.